What's up, friends? It's your girl Khela here with my January plan with me video. Now, I did say in my setup video, it was my last one, that everything's gonna be late. Like I said, I took some time to just chill out going into the new year, and that's why all these bullet journal videos, sorry, my stutter came out. All these bullet journal videos are going to be coming out late, but that's okay. If you're one of the lazy ones like me, go grab your bullet journal. We're going to start planning now. So everything that I'm going to be doing, we're going to start out from the second week of January, since obviously the first week has just passed. And so I did just want to say before I head on to the first page of my January monthly spread, I did add an extra spread right here, right after my setup pages. I added important course dates because I am a university student, if you didn't know that. I added 3 columns because I am taking 3 courses, and I'm just gonna add all my important dates, due dates, quiz dates, exam dates, and midterm dates all in here, so it's all gonna be in one reference page, so I don't have to flip anywhere. And I also added a little one here like other, so if there's other academic stuff that I need to be doing that is outside of my courses, I can just put them all in here. So I just wanted to say that I think having one reference page at the beginning of your bullet journal is much more useful than having it strawn into all of your different monthly pages. I think it's easier if you just have one reference page that you can transfer information to as you go through each and every month. At least if you ever get confused, you know that you can always go back to this. And yeah, so we are gonna start, and I'm gonna do a quick time lapse, and then I'll do some cool voiceover so you can hear more of my funny stutter. So yeah. So what I'm doing for the monthly spread for this month is I'm going to be doing a 2-pager. This is not something I usually do. If you watch my other bullet journal videos, you know I'm a big fan of timeline style layouts, and I usually can put that down into 1 page rather than 2 pages. I don't know, I just prefer it because it's a lot faster and it looks a lot neater, but I wouldn't say 2-pager monthly spreads are out of my comfort zone, but it's just something that I don't do as often. But since it's the new year, I wanted to bring out the big guns. I wanted to, do something a little more creative and a little more special, and that's why I'm doing this. I'm drawing out tiles for each day of the month. Those tiles are those tiles are 5x5 grids, and there's 2 more grids space in between, and I believe horizontally it's 1 space. Yeah, and so I'm just using my Tombow Fudenosuke calligraphy pen. I really like this pen. It's nice and opaque. It's really smooth to write with. And just a side note, realized that I miscounted the amount of tiles that I needed for this month, and so I ended up having to draw more tiles later on, but also since I'm kind of outlining this drawing right now, I end up having to kind of cut out a day or kind of draw a tile right behind the doodle, and it's because I didn't pay attention to the amount of squares that I needed to set up this spread. And so what I'm doing right now is, if you watched my other bullet journal videos, I did mention how I really like to draw. I like to doodle, but before in my previous bullet journals, I used to just doodle in random pages all over my journal. There was really almost very little incorporation when it comes to my drawings into my actual spreads, and I want to change that this year. I want to add more of my drawings into my spreads. I want to show you guys how you can kind of zazz up your spreads by actually just drawing and incorporating all your kind of artistic juices into your actual spreads. And my way of doing that is actually drawing. And if you're wondering who this girl is, it's me. I talked in my previous videos how I kind of draw inspiration from myself. I think I'm a fashionable person, and that's why I like to draw myself. So this is me in my, you know, my winter getup and holding a coffee, and I'm just lining it with my 0.05 Fineliner pen from Staedtler, and I'm doing a thicker outline with my Sakura Micron pen, which is, I believe, in 03. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the theme that I wanted to do for this month. So I really wanted to do a coffee theme for January, but as you can see, it kind of starts to look a little more like a Starbucks theme because of my color choice. I swear to God, I didn't do this on purpose, even though, you know, your girl loves a nice cup of Starbucks coffee. You know, I am a Starbucks hoe, at least that's what my friends like to call me. And I didn't realize that it looked very Starbucksy until I literally finished setting up for January, and so I'm sorry, but if it's something that you like, hey, I guess that works too. But anyway, I really wanted to do kind of like a coffee theme, and so to start off this month, I wanted to, you know, obviously put that very kind of iconic Starbucks cup right there, spilling some coffee droplets everywhere, and obviously the doodle that I put in the little corner of me is holding a coffee cup. And as you can see, I'm taking my white Uniball gel pen and writing January in short form in that green circle. You know, it's nice and cute, and yeah, I thought this was just like a really fun little spread, despite, you know, accidentally kind of making it a tribute to Starbucks. But I really did want to do kind of like that green color for January. I just feel like a lot of people's go-to colors for January's is just red and like yellow, or, you know, going for like a winter theme. And honestly, I just wanted to I wanted to not diverge. I wanted to kind of stray away from that and do something a little different and a little more fun. And so I'm taking my Zig brushable pen and I'm just, you know, doing some nice calligraphy there, writing January. And I also use that same pen to do drop shadows for everything in this current 2-pager spread. And if you're ever wondering what I'm doing for the entirety of this video in terms of the markers that I'm using a combination of my Tombow markers and my Zig Brushables. I also color in that doodle that I made of myself with my Zig Brushables, and I believe 2 other Tombow brushes, but yeah. Also, any highlighting that you're gonna see is gonna be my white Uniball pen. Okay, I want to talk a little bit about this outfit because I did say I like to draw inspiration from myself and kind of my, I guess, my style and my fashion choices. And I was really inspired by my gigantic teddy bear trench coat. I love it. It's so warm and it's kind of nice because it stands out against all of the other jackets that everybody else wears, that it's like either some shade of black or gray or dark blue. And honestly, winter is depressing. I don't blame anybody who obviously just wears the most, I don't blame anybody who wears a black jacket, but I just want to stand out. And so I drew inspiration from that, and I definitely wanted to draw it and show it to you guys. I think it's nice and fun, and it just really fits my style. And also it's very warm, so it's obviously very practical. So these next two pages are going to be tracker pages, and the page that I'm working on right now is going to be more of a general tracker page. The other one is going to be a little more specific. So the one I'm working on right now, it's going to have my habit tracker and my no buy / spending tracker. And so the reason why I'm doing these trackers is because I kind of fell off a little bit on the tracker bandwagon last year because I thought trackers were useless. I don't know. I just felt it was time consuming. But I realized that when I stopped doing trackers, I was holding myself a little less accountable of the things that, of the bad habits that I kind of wanted to stop doing, and all the kind of other things that I wanted to do that were more so things to help me with my own self-improvement. And so I was like, what was the one thing that I did different in 2017 and what I did different in 2018 was definitely the fact that I didn't really do trackers like at all. And so I definitely wanted to try it out again. So I obviously reflected on the goals that I want to achieve and translated that into trackers. So I have a workout tracker, like waking up at 6 a.m. tracker. I also want to start reading or meditating. I just want to do things that are a little more, I guess, a little more, what's the word, productive than just being on the internet all the time. I definitely want to also track my skincare routine. I want to make sure that I make it a habit to do it daily and as regularly as possible, because believe it or not, I am kind of lazy sometimes. I also want to track the amount of times that I check my bujo, because there were times in 2018 that I would kind of check it 3 days at a time, and I want to break that habit. I also talked to a few people who also run into that dilemma, and I feel like a good way to address that is definitely tracking that habit and helping. I think that'll definitely help break that habit, because then what's the whole point of having a bujo if you don't check it almost on like a daily basis, I guess. But yeah, I'm also doing a no buy / spending because I definitely want to save money. I'm graduating in a couple of months and I want to, I guess, save money because I also want to travel right after I graduate. And so I think the best way to do this is tracking my spending habits. I also put a little YouTube tracker right there, and that little square above my subscriber count banner is going to be used for my YouTube ideas. I'm obviously carrying over that same green theme, carrying over that coffee theme. I wish I did a little bit better with my calligraphy, but you know what? What's a bujo without, mistakes? So we're just gonna roll with it. So this next spread, like I said, is going to be a little more specific, and it's going to be my food tracker spread. So it's going to be both kind of like my meal prep spread and my kind of did you eat healthy tracker. I definitely want to do better with, I guess, my overall health this year. I did talk about it in my previous bullet journal videos, and I think the best way to do this, because working out is one thing. A big part of your health and fitness is your diet, and I definitely want to do this in the healthiest way possible. And so I think the best way to do it is kind of tracking my food consumption, pre-planning the food that I can eat, and just, I guess, help myself as much as possible when it comes to eating healthy and promoting a healthier diet. And I saw this did you eat healthy kind of tracker on Instagram, and I thought it was really cool because then you can kind of see the foods that you ate the day before, and it can kind of explain why you feel bad the day after or why you feel great. And I think that'll be really, really cool. I feel like I'm chasing after myself because I'm watching my video while I'm doing these voiceovers, and I'm like, you're going too fast. I'm not done talking yet. But anyway, we've moved on to our weekly spread, and I started out this spread with a quote, and it essentially says, "Kindness is like coffee. It awakens your spirit and improves your day. Fill your day with both." And I think that's a super great quote because it's, it just goes with the theme. And I'm just taking my gold Uniball pen and adding some nice little gold designs and little dots to go with that, green theme that I still have going on. And essentially I'm carrying over that Starbucks theme from the monthly spread. Honestly, I'm not doing this on purpose, but I just thought it was really fun. I just, I just rode with it, and I guess it's fine. And I'm doing kind of more like a horizontal type of layout for each day of the week. I also did something kind of new in terms of layouts for me in my weekly spreads, because I don't tend to complicate my weekly spreads. And what I essentially did was I divide each day in half, and one half is going to be for school and the other half is going to be for personal, because I feel like that will help me better manage my priorities and kind of not feel so anxious about the stuff that needs to get done, because I find myself worrying about stuff at school that doesn't really involve school, and like I'll worry about it for like literally the entire day through my lectures, and I'll be like, I literally don't need to worry about this thing until I get home. And I feel like doing this kind of divvying up my days with personal to school priorities will kind of help me put that into perspective. I'm taking that same white Uniball gel pen and then just writing the shorthand, names for each day into the green portion of the cup. You know what? I really like this spread so much. I think it's really cute. Also, I have some new tools that I'm kind of excited to play with. I'm using this kind of like a gold paint pen, and what I'm doing is I'm kind of doing these artistic kind of leaves, but I want them to look like coffee spills. I want them to look like they're spilling out of the tops of the coffee, and I really like the shine, and like I just think it just makes the spread more dynamic because like it's nice and shiny and pretty, and it kind of gives life to the flat drawings on the page. And yeah, I think this was like a really nice kind of last minute add-on for me because I just felt like the spread was way too empty and way too boring. And also I'm kind of happy that I got to use this pen. If you're curious about this gold pen, now this is a completely different pen compared to my gold Uniball gel pen. This one is actually the Pilot Supercolor Gold Permanent Type ink pen. I think it's really nice. It has a nice fine point, and it's just like nice and opaque, and it's also very easy to control, which is kind of nice because I always find my Uniball gel pens to be a little more temperamental. And so I'm just finishing up this spread with more drop shadows underneath those divisions between the days, and then I'm just gonna do a very quick walkthrough for you guys. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this voiceover. I'm gonna stop because it's 2 a.m. and I need to get this video done. Hope you guys enjoyed. So that's pretty much it for my January plan with me, guys. I hope you liked it. I didn't really know where I was going to be going with the actual theme itself. I knew I wanted to do like green. I didn't initially think I was going to do dark green, but it ended up happening anyway, and I ended up kind of liking it. It's very nice. Now, I'm not purposely going with the Starbucks theme. I guess I just ran with it. But, you know what? Like I said, I really like it. I'm just gonna probably not stick too much to the Starbucks theme that I did here, and probably expand on the coffee theme for the rest of the month. We have several more weeks left of January, so obviously I have plenty of time to explore. So, we're just gonna see how it looks like. If you want to see all my other spreads in the coming weeks, you can follow me on my Instagram. It's gonna be at Khela Ariana. It's gonna be somewhere here in the screen with some editing magic. And yeah, so I actually do something called Bujo Mondays, where I show you guys, I show people who follow me what I do for my weekly spreads, and I have some pretty good feedback with that, so I've been continuing it for, I guess, the last 6 months. Really, it's honestly super fun. So you can join in on the fun. Follow me on Instagram. I also have a dedicated Bujo Instagram that I sometimes update, but I'm more active on my main Instagram. So I'm just gonna leave both my Instagrams in the description box below if you want to check out, or if you just want to be friends and hang out with me and listen to how much I complain about university life, feel free to follow me for that too. So yeah. And so I'm pretty much gonna end the video off here now. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. If you like this video, give that like button a little high five. If you want to see more from me, give that subscribe button a little high five. And if not, honestly, I'm just happy that you decided to hang out with me, and that means a lot, and I appreciate it. So thanks. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's end off here. I'm gonna stop rambling, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Till the next video, peace out.